An interesting game for sure. With Tessez getting a little bit of utility up for this side. Stown as well. Goes for a smoke and a flash, as well as a P250. And that's a nice little weapon on these pistol rounds that enables you to go for those more aggressive sort of fights, long-range fights against the USPs. And you can see already Movistar Riders hoping to make use of that new Dust2 over near T-Spawn by going aggressive towards top mid. But you can see Heroic, they're ready for this. They know that that's a potential now, and they've already gotten themselves an opening pick. Alex sprawled across the floor. Now the man advantage for the Heroic side. And they're even looking for the flank over towards T-Spawn as well. Cadian, meanwhile, is finding more success. Down is starting to get pushed on by a couple players, but he's managing it nicely, trying to back away. Some Pius wants to try and chase him down, needs to find this kill cleanly, but there's damage being inflicted both ways, and still the CTs are hemorrhaging players to finally take down Stown. But that was a lot of effort. And in the meantime, Heroic, they've just walked in towards the A site, and Refresh doesn't even care. Two very nice frags there, just close out the pistol round.
I am so confused as to how Stavern managed to stay alive like that for so long. It just doesn't even bear thinking about. He's getting pushed down by two players, one of course in the T-spawn, one have come through suicide, and yet he recognizes the approach of both. When he's unable to get the frag, Stavern just backs off and keeps himself alive. It was very, very impressive. Now Heroic obviously picking up that pistol. Tags potentially looking to come through from Alex. Is someone just jump spotting? I don't know what that is. Is that an interesting kind of strategy? But either way, Shush is not going to wait long before getting things started. He takes down Sunpires down towards the middle. Deaths, of course, is keeping himself quietly concealed as well, making sure that nobody pushes through middle in case they wanted to go for any kind of mid to B split or A with CT pressure. As it is, it's going to be a pretty standard long take. You see this out of most teams on Dust2 almost every single time we play it. And it's going to be Tessis, the utility boy, off the start here. He's already lobbed a fair amount of it over. They're just trying to force a few players out of position, trying to cause some rotations, not committing to it fully just yet. Just seeing what they can garner. Already with that one-man advantage, Cadian's going to call the boys out of long for the moment and hopefully try and set up a bit more of a mid-split as this one as well. Come through short, maybe. Who needs it when Tessis has got good little shots like that, though?
Looking pretty clean here for Heroic early on, and you can see they want to be aggressive. They want to take the fight to the Movistar Riders. Cadian will do exactly that, but actually caught by Death as he tries to escape. Shush is going to make sure that AK does not get into the wrong hands. You don't want those dastardly CTs carrying around a weapon like that. It's do more harm than good. And a pretty clean second comes through. They do lose Cadian, but that's all right. That's all right. You're not too worried about that if you're Heroic. Now you have this round where you're against the pretty much full eco. There may be a P250, a couple of Deagles purchased up, but you're going to have a real good chance here just to build a bit of cash, and Cadian's going to try and do that with a Mac 10, the Mac Daddy.
I have never once in my life heard it called the Mac Daddy. I don't think I want to hear it again.
Big Mac Daddy.
The Big Mac, I've heard that, but not the Big Mac Daddy. That's something entirely new. And with shots like those, he's going to be crying back to his Mac Mommy instead, because that's not going to be very happy. Everybody else now going to be rotating through, and Cadian, of course, is the casualty. That overzealousness with the Mac 10 is going to come back to bite him. In fact, it's going to come back to bite Stavern as well, as Mopaz has taken him down. Now leaves 3 players to try and defend against the onslaught of 5 inside of this B-bomb site. Tessis just trying to set up a few flashbangs to make sure that people can survive a little longer. Also holding the flank on down. 2 frags in his way, but Alex just too quick on it. Finds himself 1. Now a 2 versus 4. This could all spiral very quickly out of control. Shush has got it. Refresh has got it. They've thankfully managed to steady the ship, and the boat hasn't quite capsized just yet. Holding it down inside the B site. A foray of kills bring Movistar Riders down onto their first buy.
Oh, that was a little bit close. That was a little bit close. Careful, guys. They do pick up the round, obviously, and it is a 3-0 start, but now you have the Movistar Riders with this very nice buy coming through. You have the M4. Surprisingly, actually, that you only have 1 player on the Riders here with that A1S. Like, most of the other teams we've seen have made a pretty dominant switch to the A1S. Well, Movistar, they're rolling with the 4 M4s for the time being, and a bit of a duel out towards long. Going to favor Heroic here. Davik was able to find 1, but trades back from the Heroic side are good. Mopaz towards mid doors. This could be a huge fight to take if he wins it out. And he's going to lose it to Tesses around the edge of the door. The AK is victorious. And that leaves just Sun Pius and Alex a 2-on-4. As the heroic side look to try and extend that lead out even more. Easy for Cadian with that AWP too.
Oh, man.
And this is actually, sorry, this is actually as well the first Dust2 we're seeing at IEM Fall, I'm pretty sure.
Overall, it's not even been done on the other 2 streams. Really?
I believe so, yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
At least for EU and CIS. I'm not sure about the... Because I think Oceania was very early this morning.
Yeah, I would not have been awake for that.
No.
I was
but
barely
I think
awake for CIS.
Definitely for EU and CIS, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the first Dust2 we're seeing, which is kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. I think it's also a little bit indicative of the fact that teams aren't quite sure what to do with this map just yet after the changes. Because I gotta say that blocking off mid sight lines from T-spawn and vice versa, obviously from CT to T, is pretty groundbreaking, really. That changes a pretty fundamental way of how Dust2 has been played over the years. Either way, it's not impacting the T side too badly just yet, as Stavard has already found Davik for the first frag, and that turns it now into a 4-on-5. Of course, big damage done over towards the long position early on, as well as these players at CT will now try and re-emerge their way on out. Good early first frag from Mopoz, and even from Alex as he grabs 2. Bombs dropped, and it's dropped right down in the mouth of CT, where Mopoz and Deaths can both see it. Now, Tessus will have to wait for Shush. If they want any chance of winning this round, they're going to have to do it together. Deaths will actually smoke it off, which seems a little counterintuitive to me. The bomb is down there somewhere. Tessus will smoke it again just to make sure it's absolutely cleaned up this time around. And then I imagine that somebody like Shush will just try and walk his way down to this one. But Deaths is on the flank, and Deaths has found Shush. Silence now for a moment longer as Tessus is having to try a bit more of a long flay. Around the back, around the world. Will catch Deaths, and now just has Mopos to deal with. Doesn't have a smoke anymore, though. Actually has picked one up after using one already. Mopos is coming in behind. I kind of feel like it's like the Jaws music playing any moment. Tessus needs to get himself readied up. Mopos is actually going to go all the way back around. This is like a game of cat and mouse, Dan. They can't stop toying with each other. It's one way back around the world, and round the mulberry bush we go as Tessus quickly adjusts to Mopos. Despite landing the shot, it's not enough to secure the frag. It is 5-0 for Heroic, but only by the slimmest of margins.
Ooh, yeah, with that Death's kill coming through, I thought that the Movistar Riders would have that one locked down 2v1 against Tessus. But he does well. He does well, even though he was completely outplayed there at the end. Like, Mopos should have had that kill. Like, he got the tag off with the scout, just missed the head. Like, that probably should have been the kill and the round done for Movistar, but I mean, a second chance for Tessus, and he'll very quickly grab it with a quick old recalibration on the M4. But now Movistar going for the double AWP setup. Double AWPs. Alex going to be wielding that secondary up. Sun Pius yet to find a frag this game. Really wants to get that big boomer working for his team. Get some opening picks. Get his team into some of these rounds early on. Because he has been one of those star performers for the team and one of those players that's really been crucial in a lot of their success.
I like the way you say big boomer.
Yeah.
Legend has it, if you say okay boomer 3 times in the mirror at midnight, Nico Lol will appear behind you. Anyway, enough of that. Into the round we go. And it's looking like an around-the-world play in towards the long position. Tessus has already been standing guard over here for quite some time, just to make sure that nobody from Movistar was interested or intrigued by this area. And now they're clearing it out as they go. There is nobody at car, but Tessus can never be quite sure enough, as Cadian now scopes over the A site as well. They're going to be playing this one pretty comfortably, but closely to the chest, as Heroic have forced the Movistar Riders away into the short position, but that's not going to deter Sun Pius. Finds the first shot and garners the advantage. That Molotov may not spread to him as well, so he might just survive. It is spread to him. He's had to go out. He has died, but he's taken one more to the grave with him. A 3-on-4. The advantage maintained by Sun Pius, even in death, as Shush surely waits the arrival now of Deaths himself. They start to pry around the corner. That's a great frag from Mopos as he enters into the site. Refresh taken down. Cadian, the last player standing as David gets shush out on the long position. He's about to be so overwhelmed. Can't even find the first shot. Doesn't land on the bomb diffuser either. That's going to be one, but it's not the right one. So many pot shots being taken, and Cadian ultimately gets taken down in the end. It is going to be a first round win for the Movistar Riders.
Finally getting themselves on the board. It took a few rounds, but some Pius helped them there. That was a huge kill, though, coming through from him. Inside the flames, knew he had to just take the fight, knew he had to try and get a second kill for his team, and it worked out beautifully for them. They got themselves into that man advantage. Some Pius kept them there. And yeah, despite him going down, he's the real star of that round for his team. Now Heroic, they're just going to run it down mid early on. 2 players already through the mid doors. Davi will have heard them, I'm pretty sure, but what can he do about it right now? He's going to boost up on top of the box, might be able to spot a player if they push forwards. I'm sure they'll be wary of that angle as well. As Defs wants to try and move into a position to assist. More utilities going to get laid down. You can see Movistar Riders, they're completely vacated the B site. They're going to be playing outside the site to try and fight towards mid. And a 1-for-1. Tesses finds the opening, but he's quickly shut down. Now Davi wants more, and it is able to find another, but it's still that 3-on-3. It's still an even scenario, and with the Movistar Riders vacating that B site, as I said, they now need to push back in, and a huge kill from Davi G. Refresh is able to trade it out from the back of site, but look where the bomb's going, George. Cadian's going to be rotating over towards mid, and he's caught out some Pius towards mid. Now left alone, losing his teammate, Alex. He's going to have to try and clutch this one out for his team. Cadian's going to get that bomb plant. Nobody's going to be in position to stop that. Alex is too far away. He's going to be coming from short, and Cadian knows it. He's taking that early peek. He wants to find that early shot to catch Alex a little off guard. It's not the primary AWP for the Movistar Riders. And Cadian spots the arm, gets the kill, and secures Heroic a 6 with a bit of a chaotic round, all things considered.
It's not been too clear so far, has it? It's not been the smoothest of sailing, and thankfully have managed to get away with it so far for Heroic. They've finally clapped back against the Movistar Riders after allowing them just to have one quick round. But again, you can see them putting all their eggs in the Sunbias AWP basket. They're giving FAM assist to Davi, they're giving FAM assist to Alex. Everybody else has to suffer the consequences of it on the utility front, but why not when Sunbias opens up the round onto Starvin in such a way? Emphatic and brilliant, as Tessus is able to trade frag though, and Tessus, really, I remember when he was first picked up onto the Optic Gaming roster, no less, and he has had a real recovery of career since then. And I've got to say, I'm impressed to see him doing so well. Deaths could be doing a whole lot better if he'd have found that frag. Refresh able to grab that one too. It's Heroic now in a 3 versus 3, but Davi just waiting to come around this corner. Low HP Refresh could soon be in his grasp. Instead, it's Refresh to grab him instead. In fact, it's just Refresh to grab the round now, as he's left up 1 versus 2. His teammates over towards the B site have both been taken down, and he has 57 seconds to try and formulate a clutch on just 8 HP against 2 AWPs.
I'm going to give him a big no for this one, I'm afraid.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm glad it's been certified.
Yeah. Is it a certified Hood Classic, though?
A certified Hood Classic. Yeah, it's on that album that we're working on, Dan. Now, that's what I call Counter-Strike. 69. That's what I call Counter-Strike 69.
Yeah, Refresh said, I want this round, but Movistar said no. Hell to the no. That'd be a bit of a long-winded song title, I will say, but... It
would certainly be quite long-winded. Yeah. It's not really got the chart-topping ring to it, does it?
No. Call it Donda instead, I guess. I don't know.
Donda?
Some crap like that.
God damn it. Donda, I thought we were rid of you.
Oh, dear.
Donda! Bloody Kanye.
I know. But in the end, Movistar do pick up the round. It was the P2K that actually closed it out. Refresh was that low on HP. Just a single bullet was enough. So a second for the Spanish side, hoping to end the pain, I guess. End the Spain without the S.
Yeah, end the Spain for Movistar. Yeah. They're ending the Spain without the S, and they're ending the Spain.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
That's what Heroic are open to do.
Viva la Spain. End Spain. It's quite ominous when you say it like that, isn't it? What are your intentions today, Heroic? End Spain.
Yeah.
It's a whole nation of people, my man. No, just 5 specific Spain.
No, yeah.
These 5 guys. And 5 Guys Burger and Fries. Well, Cadian's managed to get himself 2 with the Deagle, and they're pretty fruity. Maybe another one on the offering here for Stavern. And what was once a 4 versus 2 in a weapon situation which certainly didn't favour Heroic has now all of a sudden dovetailed its way into quite the nosedive for Movistar riders. Sun Pius has been dragged away from coping on that short position where that bomb is currently dropped, and where Cadian and Stavern are now starting to make inroads towards. Now, Sun Pius is even considering a big old flank here in towards the long position. He's just scope walking his way on through at the moment, you can see on the mini-map. But these two are making their way into the site. I don't think that the Movistar Riders side had any idea of where they'd actually managed to get the bomb dropped. If they did, it certainly hasn't been communicated. As now Sun Pius upgrades, I suppose in the 1 versus 2, it's considered an upgrade to the A1S. He has picked the wrong direction, but he'll now realize the error of his ways as he hears some movement over on the A site. The bomb gets planted, and he moves on in. Not spotting Stavern right away, but finding the frag subsequently soon after. Now he just got to anticipate where Cadian is. Cadian's, of course, not going to give him anything. Holding down from this CT position at the moment, just waiting for him to jump into his crosshair or fall into it. Sun Pius is not going to give him that just yet, but now will, and Cadian lands the shot. 7-2, Heroic clutch another round.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Cadian, absolutely beautiful on these Deagle shots. A second one. Oh, gets me going. Yeah, show it again. Slow motion, that one. Oh. Precision. That was a 4-on-2 as well, just so you're aware.
I know.
So now Movistar, they've not been able to find any of this sort of consistent success. They've had all of these close rounds. They've had all of these chances that have just sort of slipped away. They've sort of, the fingers have been buttered up, and they've just been able to not been able to hold on. As now Heroic are going to go for the Operation Farm Cash in this round. They've got Refresh and Shush with the Mac 10s. Stone is just going to be on the AK, as is Tesses. Of course, Cadian with that AWP. And it's going to be a fight out towards long, as the Mac 10s will be the ones leading the charge. They are the disposable weapons in this round, and very disposable as Shush goes down almost instantly. He does at least find one before his death arrives, and his teammates are there to make sure that nothing untoward is going to be going on as well. As they get themselves that man advantage, they really want to try and find another pick as well. Unfortunately for them, nobody towards car for them to pick off with that molly.
Not today, at the very least. Beautiful shot there from Dust2 to open things up, but he is himself burning on top of the site. So man advantage still maintained somewhat for Heroic, as they're now going to pinch in on Alex and Mopos. Mopos trying to re-pinch the pinchers, and unfortunately that's not going to go well when Cadian's got an AWP. He's just going to swing out, take you down to the Windy City, where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Isn't it Paradise City? I don't know. I always confuse that. It is
definitely Paradise City.
Windy City is like Calamity Jane and Chicago, isn't it? Whatever.
Yeah, you've got a little bit confused there.
Dan,
a bit of the old confusion.
It's
you
okay.
Get it old,
it's like that Mandela effect thing, isn't it? It's like, does the Monopoly man have a monocle?
I don't know. Does he?
Well, do you think he does? Yes or no?
No, I'd say.
You don't think the Monopoly man has a monocle?
No.
You'd be correct, but most people think the Monopoly man has a monocle.
No, he has a mustache, though.
That is not related, but a very good accessory nonetheless.
Oh, I like what Heroic did sort of early on in this round, just while we were chatting about nonsense there, about the Monopoly man. They went for like an interesting little boost on the sort of lower platform.
ESL Monopoly now.
Oh yeah, I actually am tempted to buy that myself. I do want to get it. Mopos is probably going to die here, though. Yeah, there you go. Cadian, that was quick. Don't know if it was his AWP shot or the enemy that actually dinked up down there, but either way, his shot did save his teammate.
Well, no shots to save Shush there. Sun Pius radiating down from above with the AWP. As Tesses starts to make his move through mid doors, he's going to be setting up here for his teammate. Cadian, the bomb carrier, not too far behind him there, trying to get a pinch on in to Deaths and Alex over here towards this B site at the moment. Of course, still waiting for Refresh to face, and he has done so now, leaving Stavin a little bit alone. He's got 10 HP and AWP, and now he, Tessis, and Cadian have had to rendezvous once again in order to try and make this hit a reality. A good readjustment here, but it's not going to be all that effective when Deaths can just hold mouse one and Alex can hold the crossfire. With 14 seconds remaining, I think Heroic are going to opt for the save. They understand how important these two rifles are going to be for them moving forward, so best to keep hold of them.
Yeah, I think you're fine giving the Movistar side a third round here. You're not too fussed about that. You still got 8 rounds, Heroic. Like, if you can find a couple more here, you're looking pretty lovely. And I think it actually was Cadian dinking his teammate, is it? Wait, we need slow-mo. Yeah, here we go, slow-mo. No, it was the CT. Okay. But Cadian's shot was quick nonetheless. Saved his teammate from almost certain demise, I'd say. And with these saved weapons, he will go for the fourth fire, an extra AK, a Deagle, and a MAC-10 purchased all in all. As Sun Pius really wants to find the opening frag, but he needs to be careful because the aggression from this Heroic side could catch them out. Davi, he's actually going to go aggressive with the help of Alex. They actually get themselves a 2-man opening. Unfortunately for the Movistar side, it's neither of those impactful weapons. They've still got the AWP and the 2 AKs on that T side, ready to strike thy down. And Refresh is going to be lurking up towards short, ready to catch a player off guard. But I think Davi is watching for that with the AUG. As Sun Pius holds towards long, there's 2 players who may be coming into his crosshair relatively soon. He has to drop the smoke, though, and that gives Heroic just a moment, but they don't capitalize on that moment. Bomb drops, Sun Pius watching over it. It's up to Cadian to try and bait out this shot. He really wants to. He's showing all kinds of leg. Finally gets the bait, but unfortunately Sun Pius is quick to bounce away. And meanwhile, Cadian's lost his teammate. He's alone in a 1v4.
Lonely boy hours for Cadian right now. Lonely boy, as he's left alone. And yeah, it's unfortunate, really. It looked like it could have been a good approach for them, but Sun Pius and the rest of the gang kind of laid waste to that as they sorted things out over towards the long position. I'm not even sure whether Cadian's actually going to be allowed to save here, as Mopos is still looking pretty inquisitive as to trying to pinch him on in. He's still got 20 seconds or so to survive here as well. That's not including the end round timer as well before it restarts, or as it's called, round restart delay. Mopos is swinging around the back. I don't think he will find Cadian. Yeah, I think he'll be all right. But Mopos is starting to get a little bit accelerated towards Cadian's position. If he elevates and jumps over... Whoa! Just stays alive by the slimmest of margins.
Cadian went into full panic mode there.
I would have.
Man, yeah, I would have needed new pants. Yeah,
absolutely soiled myself if I was just having my back turned and then all of a sudden I was getting jumped on by Mopos. Literally jumped on, by the way.
Yeah, like a Goomba stomp almost.
Well, I don't know.
Like Sponge and Rushley having their danger zone antics. Yeah, Goomba stomping fools.
I can't wait for the day that I listen to Mario voiced by Chris Pratt Goomba stomp me.
Why is that something you're looking forward to?
I don't know, to be honest. I just know the internet's got a bit of a hate burner at the moment for Chris Pratt as Mario.
Or Chris Pratt.
I like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I'm a Parks and Rec enjoyer.
Yeah. I mean, all his characters are basically the same, but he's a nice guy.
I won't hear that. I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that. No, you are right. It's either goofy man-child, or overly intense jock.
Yeah.
Or somewhere in between, like the guy who plays in Moneyball. Scott Hatterberg.
I didn't know he was in Moneyball, but could be a bit of a money round for Movistar Riders if they're able to keep a decent amount of players alive. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case because this B site crumples faster than a wet piece of paper. And I think Movistar are going to save already. You have to. It's a 5-on-3. Heroic are going to have weapons recovered.
Game time. It's Jame time.
Yeah? James not even playing, though.
I don't care. It's always Jame time. Whenever anyone's saving, it's Jame time. It's either Jame time or Save Clan. I can't think of a good one for Heroic.
Save Heroic.
Nah, that's just uninventive. Come on. You can do better than that.
Well, when Cadian was saving, you'd call him Savian.
That's good. That's good because it works, you know? I don't know.
And then for Stown, you could say save.
I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to get you to quit while you're ahead. That's probably the best case scenario there. Answers on a postcard, Twitch chat. Please make them as inventive as you can. On any flip side of it, any way you look at this right now, any way you slice it, Heroic are currently out on top. Whether that be moving forward into the CT half, they're going to be just fine from that point forward. Already 9 rounds to the better, and they have a couple more chances to improve that to 11-4 at the moment. Cadian is just going to miss the shot on a player crossing through mid doors. Not to worry though, because Teslas is going to try and take stead at the bottom of the mid area to try and push through those aforementioned doors. Sun Pius has got other intentions on some different doors, lots of doors, real fake doors. The commercial is still going. It is Sun Pius to find the first frag.
Nice shot from Mopos as well, using that secondary ult instead of Alex. Interesting to see it. Worked out so far in this round, and now Tessa's looking to try and answer back, get whatever he can. There's still shots ringing out, but none of them connecting. And this B site, it faltered massively in that last round. Looking if they can stand up to the test of time this time around. A lot of time still in the round as well. A minute on the clock. Molotov in towards that back corner is just about almost takes Defs out of action. I think his smoke allowed that cross in the nick of time. And now Mopos is going to have to try and get this up working. He's 8-11 right now. Nade Peters in front of him, but this shot is good, and now he needs more. Tesses is on the cusp of this B site. A beautiful first. Mopos standing tall, and Mopos will deny everything in that B site. 5 on the board for the Movistar Riders. And they finally get that round. They probably should have had last time out.
Yeah, it's starting to feel that way, but a good 4K for Mopos brings 5 up onto the scorecard, and any way in which you can get rounds will be the happy way for you. And for Heroic, well, for the final round of the half, Dan, the best that they're going to be able to offer up to you is going to be 2 Deagles, Tech 9, and 2 AKs. It's not fantastic, is it? But they have done more with less already. And they've actually managed to dislodge Sun Pius from the angle of which he's been extremely potent at holding all game long. Refresh soon realizes there is nobody in the pit either. So now that's enough information for Heroic to know we've got long control, boys, and we can try and do something with it. Leaving a player out and over towards Car. Sun Pius will rotate back in towards the site. Davi is going to be lying in wait, and if he could have held his trigger, oh no, he gets taken down right away, and now it becomes an absolute car crash on top of the site. Sun Pius gets his head removed by Tessas, leaving Alex and Deaths now the final 2 players remaining, both rotating up through short, and Tessas could be in for a field day. Another smoke drops in his face, waiting for these 2 players to start to get invented by pushing through it. HE grenade, flashbang, one quick frag, gets one, knife out, maybe not quite, it's awkward, it's precarious, and it's up to Cadian. 1 versus 1 against Alex. It's a good molly. It might flush Cadian out, and there it is, into Alex's crosshair. Movistar Riders will do just enough to ascertain 6 rounds this half, Dan, if Alex can actually figure out how to press E on top of the bomb. But there it is, 9-6. Heroic get it done. They come out with the lead, and we'll see if they can close it after this break.
Smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet, forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny, I feel a champion, waking inside of me.
A second half about to get going between Heroic and the Movistar Riders, with the Spanish side now taking their turn on the offense. And today we've seen a lot of CT dominance, especially from the CIS region early on. But now it's Heroic's turn on the CT defense. And now with that 3-round lead, maybe they can get themselves into the double digits relatively early on here, George.
Well, that'll be what they're hoping for. Heroic only need that pistol round to get themselves there. But I'd be looking forward to a big old win here, a big old dub for Heroic, but it's not going to be here off the start. Mopos has taken the in-game leader of Cadian right away. Stown just trying to find the occasional frag in towards lower tunnels, gets one, gets away. Does try and greed for a little bit more, but thinks about it at the right time and backs off, not to give his life. So Davi just going to wait for some heads to emerge. Refresh doing much the same. Davi going to get ready to put the smoke up so that they can't see their legs crossing towards Xbox. Jumps over. Beautiful. Fantastic how that smoke works, isn't it? I love it. The cheeky little one in matchmaking. Remarkably easy to pull off.
Alex's position, though.
Yeah, he's going to pinch them in here. No, he's not.
Never mind. He's dead.
No. Was herding them like sheep, and instead they just trampled him to death.
Yeah, and the bomb dropped in CT now as well.
Yeah, this has gone from bad to worse. This has not gone very well at all. Sunpius and Duffy have to try and do what they can with this round, but I'm afraid it's not going to be all that much, as Shush is ready and waiting, tapping away at a few heads, and if he fails to clean them up, then Refresh or Stown will be able to, and they both find the frags. So it's 10 rounds for Heroic. It should be 11 if they can resist the inevitable force buy that will come in here from the Spaniards. If it doesn't, well, it'll be 11 anyway. But we'll soon see what their economic choices are going to be. Seems as if it is just going to be take the eco. Take the L, my guy.
Yeah, I assume they'll go for a full buy in that third round instead. It's always a sort of toss-up about whether you see the teams go for the fourth buy second round or a full buy in the third. Seems like Movistar have chosen the latter, as Stown is just mopping them up towards underground or towards the lower tunnels. Oh, Sunpius! He's gone for it. He's done him. Little knife kill there. Fair enough. That's a nice $1,500. He saw his chance and he took it, George. I like that.
You got to do what you got to do, man. You see the chance, you take it. Don't hang about. Yeah. Love it. So awkward, but also so good at the same time.
Second live kill we've seen today now.
You're right, it actually is. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, everyone's feeling it on land. Loving a bit of the knife action. Everyone's bringing out their best knives to flex.
Well, usually most people only have one knife, though, right?
I don't know. I mean, some people do be balling.
That certainly is one way of putting it. Either way, balling out of control or not, the full buy is in here for Movistar Riders, obviously, making it all the more difficult now for Heroic to try and negotiate this round. Of course, Sunpius onto the AWP rather early on is going to be a big, big factor. Not to put a lot of weight on his shoulders or anything, not to make him feel the pressure, but his team need him right now more than ever to bring this game back into a winnable position. Cadian takes the first, though, and unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier from that point onwards, as HE grenades are barreling in to help Cadian on the backup, and now Movistar Riders are going to force themselves back into the short position again after being dislodged initially. They're still resilient, they're still persistent. They know what they want, and they're going to be belligerent on their entry. Holding Mouse 1 for a second. Refresh trying to find a spray through the corner of the smoke. Nobody there to receive it just yet, though, as this unit of 3 try and make their way on in. The fourth player is looking around middle at the moment. Not really sure what he's up to, whether it's going to be for a flank or just holding for rotations, but he will be arriving soon. just needs to keep Refresh busy for a little bit longer on top of this site. Alex is going to be the one presented with the opportunity. Refresh and Alex are just playing a very subtle but calm and careful dance at the moment. Holding each other to the corner, swinging into Goose. Alex will find the frag that opens it up now for the plant. He'll get that one down, opens it for his short position friends. Tessus will grab one back, and now we'll see another opportunity for a frag onto Des, and there it is. Just Alex, 1 versus 3, and he can't even have anywhere safe to stand on the site because there are 3 heroic players from all 3 angles, and Stown will be the one to take it. It is 12 for heroic. It is seriously looking good for them on their CT side.
One thing I want to mention as well is obviously some players got that knife kill. The extra $1,500 came in, allowed them to go for that AWP. Didn't help them at all, though. Did not help one bit. Some players unable to get anything going with that weapon. And unfortunately, yeah, the round falls shortly after. And now another timeout from the Movistar Riders. They've not got many left, just the one more to use if they need it. So you gotta be careful. Better make sure you make good use of these, and I'm sure we'll give this next round everything they've got, but they're not gonna have the best of equipment to go for it. Alex actually buys up an AK-47. The rest of his team just going for that sort of 2K investment, getting the Tech 9, a Mac 10, a Scalp for some Pious, which is more reasonable, leaves you with enough cash for that rebuy in the next round, especially if you get a bomb plan. But I don't know why Alex over-invests a little bit there. Maybe just hoping they can get something going, and if it works out, it'll be a great call. If not, you're going to be left wondering why, because he's going to be compromised on the next buy.
That's one hell of a trigger finger there from Mopos.
It's like those paintball players who use like 2 fingers to shoot.
Oh, and they're just kind of like rotating the thing. I mean, I remember on the day you'd come home from school, you'd load up Modern Warfare 2 or something, and there would be a guy in your lobby with a modded controller, and he'd just be brapping people to hell and high water. Yeah, that was my life. But even still, It was not Davies, as he's going to find himself the first frag of the round with the Mac 10, upgrading quickly to an AK-47, which is desperately needed for he and his team inside of this round, as they are at the firepower deficit. Stown just going to start poking his way in around the periphery of the smokes as well. Cadian trying to do what he can from the CT area. But the one thing here is that whilst Movistar Riders look on paper to have control of the site, nobody's really set foot in it yet, and nobody's looking like they actually want to. They're going to see which one of these 2 teams blinks first. Cadian just takes the shot through the car, finds it through the window. Alex is taken down, and now that forces Movistar Riders' hand. They have to move into the site. They have to make something happen. Kukli style, not to be. Davi kills his teammate. Cadian not able to get that frag. Instead, it's now Refresh down and Shush to try and work their way in. A 4-on-3 man disadvantage for them. They are encroaching, and none of their angles are being watched here. Please be careful. There's one for Davi. A teammate coverage from Stalvin. Refresh taken down by the scout of Sun Pius. 2-on-2. Need to do everything you can to dislodge it, but both these 2 players are now extremely low. And I think as a result of it, they're going to back away. Movistar Riders have locked out, Chief, and they've managed to get one on the exit just for good measure.
Not bad, not bad. A bit of an awkward situation, all things considered, over towards that B site. Like, it seemed like the round was going to fall apart when those smokes start fading and Cadian just bangs out one through the car. It seemed like the round was getting a little bit away from the Riders, but fair enough. They get themselves back in, and it works out pretty well in the end. So 7 on the board. The first T round goes their way. There's still plenty more to go as they're down by 5 right now, but they do get some Pius on that AWP. Oh, Pius was ever so close on that shot. And although the change towards like the T-spawn, it stopped the peaks from the actual spawn point, you can still get a pretty good angle from Suicide Alley.
You can, but the timing's just a bit weird there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the difficult part. Anyway. An already disadvantageous situation for Heroic. Shush has been taken down by Mopos. And that leaves this 4-on-5 now to be a little bit more trickier for the CT side. Obviously, they have to spread their resources a little thinner. They have to try and anticipate what is coming. And at the moment, it seems they have not got the correct read on this one, as it does go back over towards short here from the T's. And there is going to be nobody at home inside of the A site to receive it. Honestly, don't be surprised here if you see them not do anything. You know, they're just going to save it away and just chill out. I would not be surprised if we see that happen at all, as Davig is going to be the first facer into the site. Alex also going to punch those digits into the bomb, and already Heroic are on the save. This is the time to bring out your heroic save puns that you guys had.
Yeah.
If anyone had any of them.
Don't know.
No?
How inventive can people get?
I don't know. I saw one that was really uninventive. It was just Movistar savers, and I was like, damn,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, it works, I guess, but yeah, low effort, C minus.
See me after class.
Yeah. Also, George, you know how I love the dual Berettas?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like.
Are you talking about the Thomas play?
Yeah, I just saw it on my second monitor on the Twitter feed. Thomas against the full buy, just getting a free K with Julies.
Beauty.
Damn man, like he's loving it. Thomas is my idol. Oh, that was so close for some pious though. Like,
that was tantalizing, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, a little tantalizing treat.
Could
have been a little bit of a. Could have been a little bit of a treat in them on.
Don't want to hear any more noises like that out of you today.
No?
No?
It sounds like that cat, honestly.
I know which one you mean. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I know what you're on about. Maybe the Twitch chat doesn't, but who cares? The only person that I really care about, Dan, is you. And Refresh is not really caring about anybody's welfare here, as he's taken down 2 players already. In fact, no, it's Tessus who's taken down 2. He has taken down 1, and now Tessus gets to add to his tally, potentially doubling it as he gets tagged up and now fragged up by Sun Pius. But a 1 versus 3 for the Spaniard makes it very difficult to conceive of a reality here in which Heroic might be the losers. It seems as if Sun Pius has got this one all but locked on up. The bomb is also within CT coverage. All that Cadian would have to do would just be to swing out and realize that it is gone, as he now resides himself to the pit. He's going to be flanked out shortly. He's going to have players all over and around him. Doesn't really feel like a very winnable situation here for the Movistar Riders AWPA.
Yeah, I'm anticipating his death. There you go. It wasn't a very bold call, I'll say that. It was one of my more safer predictions, that one. As a Heroic find 13 on the board, and a last final timeout from the Movistar Riders. No more to work with. They're down by 5. And they'll go for that full buy. They've got the cash to do so. They'll have some price on that AWP again. They'll have those AKs coming through. They'll have Heroic still in not a great economic position, Heroic. Like, you have a bit of cash for Cadian. The rest of the team, though, are not going to be able to rebuy with this 1,400 loss bonus that they have right now. So if Movistar Riders are able to pick up around here, deny a few saves, you're in a great position to get into double digits. At the very least.
Double digits? You really think, Dan? You really think Movistar Riders is going to be able to bring this one back?
I believe.
It is the C stream, it's the comeback stream. You are right on that much, but Cadian disagrees wholeheartedly. He says, Dan, shut up, mate. I've got an answer for you. Here's an AWP shot. It's pretty emphatic, and it gets the job done. Working together and now working it out. Heroic find themselves with the advantage on the precipice of 14-8. That surely should be the death sentence for them.
Could well be. Not feeling too good about that 10 rounds for the Movistar now. I mean, there's still potential in this round. You still got yourself a decent situation, 4-on-5. If you have just a player, get a nice little entry somewhere, get yourself into a 4-on-4, you can certainly win a round out from there, but you need to start formulating this plan. Davi could be on for one towards long if Tesses gives himself up. But that's nade through the smoke. It's just going to soften a couple players up, make it easier for those rifles to secure a kill. And obviously, down to about 70 HP. They're susceptible now to the instant headshot from the M4s, just like Tesses proves there. First kill found. He tries to shoot a Molotov out the air. That's a tricky one to do. I will say that. And now the flank from Refresh is going to completely derail the flank in towards that A site, all up towards Alex and Defs. Make it just Defs. Salvaged AWP as he finds the first, but 4 more to go. 22 seconds to play with. Sure, there's nothing. And there is nothing. Cadian finishes it off. 3rd kill for him in the round. Love to see it.
You do indeed. Heroic get their 14th. Good round for Cadian. Double up setup now brought into the foray as well. Heroic just really looking like they're in control, which is interesting to see, really, considering as this team doesn't really play Dust2. To see them doing so well with it is interesting to say the least. And, you know, maybe this is a warning shot to other teams saying, hey, just so you know, we can play Dust2. We're going to throw it into at the first game of the pool play, so you guys know that we are really not a team to be messed with over the course of this tournament. Dust2 coming your way, and we're going to give it to you, big boy.
The only thing with that is, obviously, neither of them play Dust2, so there is that. Nice shot from Mopos, though. Some bias doubling up as well. Could be potential here for Movistar Riders to pull themselves back into a decent position here. Obviously, a little bit of cash now for a couple players on that heroic side means that it's not going to be so easy to break them. Cadian is having a great game as well. 21 kills for him, and he's looking for more. He's hunting for more. Unfortunately, you're going to get nothing towards mid, as Alex is going to be the man on the flank and could prove to be deadly in this situation. But Cadian is still banging them out. Quick kill found. Now Alex needs to strike, but his chances are limited. If he gets over towards short undetected, he could have a huge 2k though. It's going to be Refresh and Cadian up on a platter for him. Delicious for Alex. A huge turnaround in this round, and it's all up towards Shush. A 1 versus 4. As he's trying to flank around towards long. He's got Des with a deagle on his right. Should be able to find that kill, but some bias is very quick to close it down. So 9 on the board for the Movistar side, still in this game. And the economy is a bit twisted and tangled for the heroic side. It's not in a great position to go for a full buy.
They're going to have to unweave this web of their economy at the moment. In fact, the way they're going to unweave it is just buying an AWP for Cadian and letting everyone else sort their own selves out. I mean, it looks like it's going to be 3 deagles and a double AWP setup, which is it's certainly a move. That's a great shot, though, for Stown to start things up, and that is the beauty of the AWP. Open through the doors, and Cadian already getting exceptionally aggressive with it. Little does he know, the entire opposition is over towards the B tunnels. Down might want to get his way over here sooner rather than later, as Shush definitely will. Deagle spam finds one. Yeah, not quite that pre-patch Deagle. The Deagle spam is a lot more ineffective these days. Stown is just going to get forced away by that Molotov, but an HE grenade well placed here might suit to help out these upcoming Deagle and AK combination that Refresh has been able to garner back. Another Molotov to just flush players away, but that HE grenade did hit like a truck, and the combination with Tessus has absolutely worked. Tenfold paid dividends. It is just cashing out all over the shop. As now into the site they try and go. The retake is already beginning as Cadian finds the first frag. Davi is the last player remaining. It is 15 and map point for Heroic.
Oh, almost there. It works out, I guess. Fair play to Heroic, the bold call. It comes up with the goods, and now they are in a great position where the Movistar economy is in a dire position. Alex and some players just can't buy in terms of a full sort of AK and armor. They have to fall onto just the Galeals. Some Pius goes for just a scout. I mean, he did find a nice shot with it in the last round. They won. It'll be a tough ask to ask him to go and do that again. But it is at least some rifles. Very limited utility, though, for the Movistar side. And that's going to leave this one in such a difficult position as Tavi. Oh, that smoke. Not exactly where you want it to land. I will say that does leave quite a lot of space open for Scout to use. Nice potential opening from Mopos, but it's Alex who will get it instead. As he loses his teammate, Caden will step into the fold and secure the advantage for Heroics. Down, looking for one as well out towards Long, but he misses his first shot. Has to deploy a smoke to give himself a little bit of cover. And Tesses will try and give him a little bit more to work with. A nade could do a little bit more damage, but look at Davy going forward. He can catch Down easily through the right side of the car, and he will collect it. Now looking for Tess's head, but it's such a small target that he just can't quite tap away at it. And Tess is left with just 10 HP in a 3-on-3. The bunny hopping in towards the site. Bomb not yet crossed. Cadian could catch them going forward, and he flipped the shot. Could have been it. Could have been the round, but Movistar stay alive. And with Davy Def solo on HP, it's going to be up to Sunpires to really try and carry the bulk of the team, but that's a huge shot from Defs. The Grim Reaper steps up and he's going to smite thee down. Now Heroic might just have to call for the save. Cadian and Shush. All that remains, and Movistar might get on to double digits here, George. Looks like they definitely are.
Yeah, I think that's the call being made there. Shush and Cadian want nothing more to do with this one. We mentioned previously how their economy was a bit of a tangled web that needed to be unfolded. Well, now it's been unfolded and is unfortunately not looking too great for them. Worse than originally anticipated. And Heroic find themselves just losing one more, but should have enough to keep themselves up on their feet here. Cadian can drop over a weapon to Refresh, for example, who will not be very wealthy. Shush could drop over an MP9 if was absolutely necessary. And then that would only leave one player really having to fend for themselves on the CT side here, which is all in all not too bad of a buy. In fact, they even go one better than an MP9. It's going to be a FAMAS. Stown, sorry, will pick up the M4. So all in all, Dan, not a terrible buy. And that is the beauty of saving things on the CT side. And once again, Tessus are going to prove that just how useful that save can be by finding the opening frag with a weapon that was dropped over to him. Heroic are very, very close now to pulling this game out the bag, taking their first win in the groups, as was initially expected, to be fair, but they have been pressed for it a little bit, and it is on an unfamiliar battleground. So, you know what? I don't think it's all been cut and dry so far, Dan. I think there's definitely something to be said for Movistar riders here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been a blowout at all. That's the one thing I will say. I preface this game by saying Movistar can probably push this close. I don't think they'll really be in with much of a chance of winning, but oh, look at the flank. Tess says on the flank, top mid, he's got everything. It is grasp, and it's 2 quick kills. Absolutely derailing this Movistar round. Sunpires will take him out of action, but now needs to find more. A peek towards the tunnels could result in more, but it's the timing's just eluded them. And now Stown sliding in as well. Could be all she wrote. Huge frag though. Stown needs to try and answer the call, and he will. It's not going to be a dial tone. It's Stown on the line, and he's going to wish you a Merry Christmas, because that is Heroic finding themselves the first win. Is Christmas come early, George?